That is super amazing. 2020 was not an easy year. 2020 was a year that rocked a lot of people's worlds. And, I made the decision back in March when this all started. I don't know if you guys remember the team hangouts from March, but I made a decision that I was going to be a leader, that no matter what was going on, we were still going to show up, we were still going to push through, and we were still going to inspire people in a positive way, any way that we can, all around us. And these results prove true to that, okay? So congratulations to each and every one of you. That is not a me thing, that is a we thing, all right? The other really big, exciting thing that happened in 2020 is we established a new system, all right? That's probably like bigger than anything else we could talk about tonight. And we actually are gonna talk a lot about this tonight. So if you have been on this journey with me for any period of time, you know that 2019 into 2020 was an insanely transitional time for this team. We went from being a party platform company to no longer doing parties. It was like what our company was founded on as the success cycle to book, sell, sponsor, book parties, sell, and sponsor. That's literally how we ran our business. Everybody and their brother was doing that now. It was no longer like Unique was the pioneer and we stood out because of it. We became the fastest growing direct sales company in world history. So you best believe that when that happens, everybody kind of like takes notice and they're like, what do they got going on over there, right? So as soon as people started to see the party platform system that we had in place, every single other direct sales company online started doing parties. Okay, so parties were a little bit of a dying breed into 2019. And here's what I think happened, and here's why I'm so excited about where we're at now. What I believe happened in 2019 into 2020 was this gap. This gap where we went from being like this crazy momentum, growing machine, to our system kind of getting flipped upside down. As soon as people started to say the party platform doesn't work anymore, it left this gap where it was like, okay, well, now what? All right, now what? And I say this all the time. What does a overwhelmed, confused mind do? All right, what do you do when you feel very overwhelmed and or confused? Okay, be honest. This is our team page. This is a safe space. I'm going to answer before anybody even answers because there's a crazy lag and I don't want to drag this out. When you're confused and when you're overwhelmed, especially when you're confused and overwhelmed, the brain goes, you know what? We're not going to do anything. Why? Because the human mind is designed to protect you. So when you start to feel that, yes, Jamie, you shut down. So yes, Jody. So what I believe happened, all right, and I'm excited to talk about this because we're on the other side of it now. What I believed happened is going into 2019 and 2020, there was this crazy period where there was a lot of overwhelm and a lot of confusion because times were changing, our system was changing, and those of us that had been a part of the original system, the book, sell, sponsor, book, sell, sponsor, book, sell, sponsor, book, sell, sponsor, you guys, that's all we did for 5 years. Book, sell, sponsor, book, sell, sponsor, book, sell, sponsor, book, sell, sponsor. Like our worlds were rocked. We were like, okay. And so we had one of two decisions to make. You can either adjust. I have to get rid of these because I literally feel like I look like a freaking minion. I didn't do any makeup today other than my foundation, but that's okay. All natural. And I'm hopping on the Peloton as soon as I get off of here. So I'm like, I refuse to put makeup on just to wipe it off to exercise. And I can't stand exercising with makeup on my face. So anyways, we had one of two choices. We literally could either adapt, adjust, and figure it out, right? The word of 2019 was pivot. We got to pivot. We got to pivot. We got to pivot. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Everybody was pivoting, and then we would pivot, and then we would pivot again, and then we would pivot, and we were like, we don't really know what's going on. Like, it was just everybody. It was like a free-for-all. People were trying affiliates, and we were doing 30-minute epic events, and we were doing this, and do parties really work? And in the meantime, a lot of people pieced out. A lot of people that do not like change, thank you, Christina, people that don't like change, or people that were feeling extremely overwhelmed and confused, pegged it on the company. Well, Younique doesn't know what's going on. Younique's got this going on. Younique's got that going on. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of details played into that. Those of us that are resilient and could see, like, this is not a Younique thing. This is an online thing, all right? Throw up some hearts and raise your hands in the comments if any single one of you has noticed over the last year the influx of business that is now on the internet that has never been on the internet before. Like, a lot of companies have been on the internet for a while, but now it's like everybody's on the internet. Every single business owner in the world is now on the internet. And hey, here's a little inside scoop, because I don't just follow Younique. I don't just follow network marketing. I follow business trends. I study the market, all right? My husband and I, like, we research that kind of stuff. We see where the trends are. You guys, this is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you throw in a year like 2020 where we have to all be socially distanced and everybody's buying Christmas presents online. 2020 is literally the year that I said in my head, holy crap, network marketing is about to explode. So to those of you that stuck it out, to those of you that pivoted with me, those of you that were resilient and didn't make this a Younique thing, because let me tell you, I have a lot of friends in a lot of other companies that have a lot of the same issues, okay? Products out of stock, products being discontinued, rebranding, refocusing, restructuring, that's business, all right? That's not a Younique thing, that's a business thing. What happened in 2020, though, that I am beyond thrilled about, and I just had this conversation yesterday with one of Cara Lewis Newton's leaders, who's now on our team page. I said to her, the gap is filled. We have literally filled the gap. The gap, which was confusion and overwhelm, is now filled, and it is the social selling system. Social selling is how people are having massive success online today. It doesn't matter what we did 6 years ago. It doesn't matter what we did a year ago. Today, right now, social selling is where it's at. And guess who has kind of got a one-up on that, right? We do. We've been training on the social selling system. We've been talking about the social selling system. I've been preaching about the social selling system. I have trainings upon trainings on the social selling system. My YouTube channel, I have a whole playlist that is the social selling system. All of the team hangouts I've done on it shrunk down. I got rid of like the beginning part where we do team shout outs and stuff like that. So it's just the content you need to be successful. We're already doing it, you guys. All right. So I could not start a new year, the first team hangout of a new year, and talk about anything other than the most imperative topic that is going to affect every single one of our lives if you choose to commit and stay dedicated and do not give up on your business in the year of 2021. So let me know in the comments if that's you. Because I know we say it all the time. I'm excited. I want change. I want more. Who's really going to be here at the end of this year when, Tammy, we are saying, woo, we just sold $3 million this year? Because that's not a me thing, okay? That means there's a whole lot of people on the Makeup Mob having success. I have big goals for the team this year. I want 10 new elite status leaders. Do you know why 10? Because if I can fill 2 hands with new elite status leaders, do you know how many lives that is changing? Do you know how many people's families that is impacting? Do you know how many people's futures that is going to change? It's a big number. It's a big goal. And I ain't scared. I'm ready. And if there's a team that can do it, I know it's us. I know it's the Makeup Mob. I know there's so many of you that have the vision. We just have to get it into action. So, on that note, because I can go on and on and on for hours, you guys know that. Tonight we're going to talk about the world that we're living in today. Social selling. What it is and how to use it to slay your business in 2021, starting this month, okay? So what it is, all right? On the surface, super simple. Social selling is literally selling on social media, okay? Super simple definition, right? However, there is, for some reason, which I don't know why, but I wish it would like go bye-bye, there is this giant misconception that you can simply just pop a post up or show up here and there and like people are just gonna flood to you and buy your product, okay? And while that maybe does happen to some people, like randomly 1 out of like a million like has a post go viral. And so now their network literally exploded overnight, all right? Could that happen? Yeah, sure, it absolutely could. Does that happen very often? No. No, it doesn't, okay? So that is the exception, okay? Being the type of person that can literally just put a post up or put a video up and have people just come to you, okay? So what is social selling then? I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it is. There's 3 things, and then I'm going to break each of them down for you with tips on how to slay with them, okay? Number 1 is social media is primarily about networking and connecting with others, okay? We get so wrapped up in the nitty-gritty details of things that when you just stop and break it down, we are literally in the business of building relationships. They said it today on the training we were on as well. The person that literally builds the most relationships online is going to be the person that wins, okay? We are in the business of building relationships and making connections with people. Don't overcomplicate it. That is literally, that should be our number 1 focus every single day. How do I build more relationships with people? How do I make new connections, okay? Number 2, social selling is all about providing value to your audience. And we're going to talk about what does that mean. It's so simple, you guys. It's so simple. Do you guys want to know what one big giant word is on my vision board? Because yes, I already started it for our vision board party, okay? I have been to probably about 5 vision board parties and I've completed 1 because I'm the girl that shows up with all the magazines and all the pretty boards and all the scissors and all the fun things. And then what do I do the whole time? Chat, 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 talk, 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 talk. Holy crap. Oh my God, it's time to go. And I have like a pile of cutout stuff and nothing on my board. So I have 1 vision board that sits up at my desk. It's the only vision board I've started and completed. And I made a promise to myself that I am showing up for our vision board party like guns blazing, ready to rock. So one of the big words I have on my vision board says simplicity. Because something I have learned over the last 6 years in this business is the person that keeps it the simplest, focusing on literally the 3 things we're talking about tonight, are the people that have the most success. It's easy to say that. It's not as easy to do that, right? Because we want to know all the things and we want to have all the answers and we want to figure out all the stuff and we want to know all the steps and we want to learn the products and we want to know the ingredients and we want to understand how to do this on Instagram and how to do that on Facebook and what is TikTok and blah, 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 right? Simplify it, you guys. Simplification is going to be your best friend. So what is social selling? Number 1, it's the person who is out there connecting with the most people, all right? Networking. We are in network marketing, okay? Who is out there every single day building relationships and connecting with people? Number 2, who is providing value every single day? And number 3, social selling is all about increasing your know, like, and trust factor. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Not even that long ago. Let's go back to the dinosaur ages of 2018, okay? 2017, 2018. Let's even go further back. Let's go to 2014. 2014 is the year I joined this business. When you wanted to go shopping for an outfit in 2014, what did you do? You did not go on so-and-so's private boutique page. You did not grab your phone to go on Instagram. You got in your car and you drove to a store. I'm not saying internet shopping didn't exist. I'm saying it was not the norm. It was not. It was on a rare occasion that I bought clothes online. In 2014, you want to know when I ordered clothes online? When I would go somewhere and they wouldn't have my size, and the store would say, oh, we can order that for you and have it shipped to your home, right? Think about it. 2014, Amazon wasn't even what it is nowadays, right? So where was I going with that? Oh, increasing your know, like, trust factor. So not that many years ago, you guys, we would get in a car and go to a store when you needed to buy something. If you needed groceries, what did you do? You wrote out a list and you went to the grocery store. Okay? Now what do? I'm not saying everybody, but now what does the majority of people do? They grab their phone, they look at the boutiques, they go to Instagram, they scroll on Facebook, they go to Amazon, and they check out what's going online. So what is gonna make someone pick you to stop at and say, oh, maybe I'll check her out. Oh, maybe I'll buy my mascara from her instead of CVS or ordering it on Amazon or Target Pickup. Love Target Pickup. The know, like, trust factor. When people get to know you, you develop a relationship with them and they start to like you, and then they learn that they can trust you. That is when people will do business with you. I know that business has changed, and I'm using the example of the progression of online business through the years, but that has always been the case. It's why when we did online parties, they weren't for sales, they were for connections, because people didn't go into an online party and say, oh my God, I want one of everything that you're talking about. No. They went into the online party because their best friend, Susie Q, invited them. Susie Q introduced them to me, the crazy mascara lady over here. I made a connection, and then over time of seeing me show up consistently online, they grew to know me, like me, and trust me, and then they ordered from me. It's why, if you've ever heard me talk about the success cycle, it might have started with a party, but buying from me didn't happen until like step 5 or 6, okay? First I had to make the connection, then I had to build the trust, then you have to show up consistently, build the relationship, so on and so forth, okay? It's no different now. So the know, like, trust factor is literally what is going to take your business from here to here, okay? So that's all fine and good. Social media is for networking and building relationships. Social media is, all about providing value from people. Social selling is all about, the know, like, and trust factor. Great. That sounds awesome, Billy. So now what, right? Anybody thinking that? I'm going to tell you 3 steps for each of them that you and I can do literally right now that's going to allow you to slay your business in 2021. You have to stand out today. In today's day and age with business online, the way that it is, you have got to stand out. And these 3 things are ways that you can set yourself apart. If and only if you're willing to show up, give it your all, and do it consistently. Okay? So number 1, Numero uno. I only have one page of notes today, you guys. What? All right, number one, networking. All right, remember I said number one, social selling. It's all about building connections and networking. How do you do that? Numero big fat uno. You show up consistently. People will only take you as serious as you take yourself. So if you are somebody, this is not to be mean, I'm not calling anybody out, I'm not your mom, I'm not your boss. I'm here to inspire you towards greatness. If you are somebody who thinks you're going to show up once a week on live video and people are just going to swarm to you, and all right, let me rewind. I don't mean live video to be like, because I do live videos that are motivational messages. I do live videos that are hair tutorials. I do live videos sometimes to talk about, I don't know, I guess really that's pretty much it. Live videos, okay? The companies that I'm an affiliate for, okay? Every now and again, I'll hop on live and I'll show the clothing that I'm wearing or whatever, okay? When I'm saying consistently, I'm in the makeup mob right now. I'm in our team page on our team hangout. I'm talking about our business, which means when I say live video, I mean makeup, skincare, or the opportunity. Okay? You could go live and motivate people all day long, but if you're not showing up to share the products, you're going to have a really hard time selling products. You will for a while, you'll have your customer base, but if your business is not growing, what is it doing? It's dying. If your customer base isn't growing, it's dying. Okay, that's just business. Those are business basics. So when I'm talking about live videos, you guys, I'm talking about business specific live videos. Okay, the social selling system where I tell you guys, we go live a minimum of 4 times a day, 4 times a day. All right, you guys, in 2021, we're going live a minimum of 4 times a day. Go for 8 if you can, but we're going to shoot for 4 as a minimum. By this time next year, it'll be me, myself, and I on the team. A minimum of 4 times a week, okay? So when I say go live, I'm talking about makeup, skincare, or talking about the opportunity. And honestly, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, I would take the opportunity lives. I mean, every now and again, I'll do a live where it's just like me and the box and talking about the products. But that's very few and far between. Why? Because every makeup and every skincare live that I do, I'm talking about the opportunity. Work smarter, not harder. Okay? So, networking. How do we check this box off every single day? You show up consistently. If you take your business seriously, others will take you seriously. But here's the sad reality. Most people join businesses like ours. It's a super itty bitty tiny investment. Maybe they show up for a couple weeks or a month, and then nobody ever hears from them again. They go into the witness protection program we like to joke about in this industry. It's the truth. That's the majority. That's 80% of people that join this business. If you want people to take you seriously, you have to show them, hey, I'm not one of those people like we see all the time. Because honestly, and especially with business online as much as it is today, that's what people expect. So you have to prove, hey, I'm serious about this, okay? So number one for networking is being consistent. You cannot expect to grow a business, sustain a business, or expand your reach if you are not, I'm talking like ridiculously consistent. Week after 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 week, okay? There's no other opportunity on the planet that can reward you the way that this business does. I promise you that. I promise you, there's no other opportunity. You're not going to walk into your job tomorrow and ask your boss, hey boss, if I work really, really hard for the next 90 days, can I just determine what my income's going to be? They're going to laugh at you. All right. I'm not with network marketing. Why? Because if you work really hard for the next 90 days, there is no limit. We don't have, you can only earn so much a month. Oh, you can only sponsor so many people a month. You can only sell so much a month. Oh, sorry, you've reached your quota. We don't have that. What you put in is what you get back. That fires me up. You might have noticed. I don't like being told limits and yes, you could do that. And no, you can't do that. And oh, you're only... Listen, if I'm going to show up and bust my bootay, then I want to be rewarded for it. Okay? So showing up consistently is literally number one on the list of every list I will ever make about any topic having to do with network marketing. Numero uno, show up consistently. All right? Let people know I'm serious. And here's the cool thing that's like a little bonus benefit of showing up consistently. When you stay consistent, you can't help but get better. You might not want to be consistent because you're like, well, what do I talk about? Well, I'm not that interesting. Well, da 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 da. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. That's how your communication skills improve. That's how your makeup skills improve. Showing up consistently is the number one gift you can give to yourself in this business, on top of personal development, okay? Number two for networking, all right? Be everywhere you could possibly be, all right? What do I mean by that? I mean on different platforms and at different times. Now, I say this loosely because I primarily only work 4 platforms. And that might even overwhelm some of you. So don't get too excited because Facebook and Instagram are the only 2 I work for my business consistently. However, I take my videos that I do on Facebook and I put them on YouTube. I take my live motivational videos that I do in the morning on my business page on Facebook and I upload them to IGTV. I repurpose, I reuse, I work smarter, not harder. But somebody who's on one platform and not on another might have a chance to connect with me if I'm in multiple places. It's why the social selling system requires you, if you're following it step by step to be successful, it requires you to be in your Instagram story saying, hey guys, getting ready to go live over on my Facebook page. Just go to the link in my bio and click on the Facebook tab and it'll take you right over there, blah, 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 however you do it, okay? You're only going live on your Facebook page, but you are working that live. You could work that live in multiple locations. You can work it on your Instagram story saying, hey guys, getting ready to go live. Then you're actually going live on Facebook. Save every live at the end of it. Do not end a live without saving it. Then you could take it and you can go upload it over on YouTube. You could piece it together and put it on an Instagram reel. I mean, if you're on TikTok, I'm not even on TikTok, you guys. Go put it on the Tickety Talk, whatever. All right, so I use Facebook and Instagram for my business every single day consistently. I also repurpose my material and upload it to YouTube. And I am a big fan of Pinterest. I don't use Pinterest as much as I should, but my God, do I love it. Okay, so that's what I do. So I try to show up in all those places as much as I can. All right, I try to be everywhere. When people think of makeup, I want them to think of Billy Weck. When your people think of makeup, you should want them to think of Christina Morgan and Jamie Seuss and Dee Casey and Kristen Nicole and Tammy Reed, all right? And all of you other babes on here. That should be the goal, all right? So be everywhere you could possibly be. The other thing that I wrote down for that is different times. Can I tell you guys something that blew up my sales at the end of 2020? You guys all know my story. I've shared my stats with you. I literally went from selling about 1,000 to 2,000 a month in sales to now between 10 and 15,000 every single month, okay? This will be the 4th month in a row. I'm already almost at 3,000 for January, okay? How? How do I do that? How did I do that? Well, number one, I told myself, hell yeah, you can. If other people could do it, why can't I? I was willing to do the work, okay? You cannot expect for your business to grow. You cannot expect to be successful if you're not also willing to do the work. So something I had never done before was nighttime skincare videos. I never did them consistently. And I said in October, I'm like, all right, I've really been slacking with my skincare lately. How about we do falling into the best skin of our life? I just said this randomly on a live one day. How about I'm talking to the people on my live. How about we just do a falling into the best skin of our life challenge with one another, where I will come on every single night and do my skincare and give you guys tips each night if you promise that you're going to do your skincare before bed. That turned into literally a 30-day stretch of me going live every single night. And if you hear that and it makes you twitch a little, guys, there were nights where I was on for 5 minutes just to be like, hey, like crazy busy night with the family, lots going on. Just wanted to hop on here and remind you all, like, take your makeup off, don't sleep in your makeup, do your skincare. I love you all. Have an amazing night. Just to keep my word, okay? Again, no like, trust. Do what you say you're going to do. What that did for my sales was insane. And here's why. Number one, people that are not able to get on my live videos during the day were able to get on my live videos at night. I was able to build relationships live with people that I would never have talked to if I didn't start going live at a different time. Number two, even if they weren't using Uology skincare, by the end of that 30 days, almost every single person was using Uology skincare. And number three, we formed the most crazy cool culture ever. A friend of mine made a joke. She was like, what is this skincare cult? And it sounds so stupid, but it ended up becoming a thing where we were like, oh my God, should we get shirts made? Like, it just became a thing. It was like my skincare cult, my girls at night, the women that I hang with, like, where's my skincare cult at? So when I say be everywhere to expand your network, yes, I'm talking about not being afraid to dabble in other platforms, but also don't be afraid to mix it up. When people ask me what's the best time to go live, my response is whenever you can. Because whenever you can is better than not at all. But if you have a set schedule where you're normally going live only in the morning or only in the afternoon or whatever the case may be, try mixing it up every now and again, all right? And number three for networking is expanding into other networks. I'm not going to go into this deep in depth because I literally have an entire training on how to book affiliates for your business and how to be an affiliate for other business and the power that this holds. But you guys, like it or hate it, affiliate marketing can literally be your best friend, okay? If you can use other people's networks to see what we do here with our unique products and this unique opportunity, it's unbelievable. Actually, those of you who are on here right now, who are my personally sponsored, did any of you connect with me because of another video, maybe a hair video or a vitamin video or a jewelry video or a boutique video or whatever? Anybody on here connect with me not because of makeup? Built a relationship, maybe ended up trying the products, grew to know, like, and trust me, ended up joining the team. I know there's a few of you on here. Why is this important? Number one, not everybody loves makeup and skincare. So if I only talked about makeup and skincare, I'm immediately eliminating a huge portion of the people that can connect with me. Number two, it's a way for me to add value to my network by sharing other things other than just makeup and skincare. Do you think that the women that we talk to every single day only wear makeup and use skincare? Or do you also think people wash their hair? Or buy themselves a new piece of clothing every now and again? Or like some funky jewelry? Or like to take care of their body and take vitamins? Or like to exercise, okay? Sandra found me through my motivational videos. Jody found me through my hair videos. Dee says, yeah. Dee, I don't remember how we connected, but you guys, there's 3 of my personally sponsored right in a row. all three of which did not find me because of Younique or my makeup and skincare videos. I'm telling you guys this because it's powerful. For a while there, I think there was a lot of people that were like, you know, you can't depend on other companies to grow your unique business. And I agree. But it's the same reason we used to do online parties. What did I just tell you guys? We booked online parties so that our party host would invite her whole network into the online party. Why? So I was now connected with her entire network. That's how this works. So if we're not doing parties, affiliate marketing is honestly what has replaced it. Are you doing your hair every day anyways? Are you wearing clothes every day anyways? Do you wear jewelry? Do you take vitamins? Do you exercise? The other day, I got a message from a company. They sent me a back massager, okay? Whatever, it is what it is. It's something different. I have a scale that's on its way to me, all right? There's literally a company out there for everyone, no matter what it is, who you are, or what you do, okay? So, affiliates for your own business is where you ask other people to post about unique products for you. Being an affiliate for other companies is where you have, you know, different things that you use or wear or like or love or whatever, and you're an affiliate for them. And how that expands your business is a lot of times they will share your posts. So it just exposed you to their whole network, okay? And then shares. It's part of the social selling system. If you guys have not taken the time to get familiar with the social selling system, you have to. Like, you just have to. It's literally the way we do business now, okay? And part of the social selling system, if you look at the 30-day growth challenge, that means those of you just starting out the social selling system, I highly recommend you follow these 5 steps every single day. One of them is offer a share incentive on every single live that you do, okay? Ask people to share, tell them you're putting them into the giveaway. It does not need to be expensive. Mine's about 25 bucks a month. A month. That I say every single time I'm live. Hey, make sure when you share, you let me know in the comments so I can give you some virtual love, say thank you, and get you entered into my monthly giveaway. That's it, okay? It's a habit. It's something I say every single day. So now even if I forget to say it, people are still sharing because I've been saying it for so long. All right. So number 1, when it comes to social media, networking and connecting with others, is show up consistently, be everywhere you can, platforms and different times, and expand into other networks every chance you get through affiliates for your own business, you being an affiliate for other companies, asking people to share, okay? If anybody wants more information on that, just drop affiliate marketing in the comments, and I will link the training that I did on this, okay? And we're gonna keep moving. Number 2, remember I told you number 2 of social selling is providing value to your audience every single day. How do you do this? Number 1, you show up consistently, okay? Do you think that you will be viewed as a very valuable person if people hear and see from you every now and again? Probably not, right? So what did I tell you? Consistency is at the top of my list for every topic when it comes to this entire business, okay? So what else can I tell you about the 4 E's? All right, what else can I tell you about adding value? The 4 E's. Write this down. And literally, think about this when you are thinking about what you want to go live about, okay? Are you educating? Maybe somebody could type this in the comments. Think about the 4 E's. You want to either educate people. Today, I put this lipstick on earlier, but all I did today on live video was my foundation, most of which is wiped off by now. I literally took the highlighter stick and my foundation, both of which come in my bundle for the month, which, Jamie, I will answer your question I saw that you dropped about how to create bundles. And I showed how you could use them together to get like a really dewy, glowy finish, okay? So that was my education. All right, don't overthink this, you guys. You can go on Pinterest, you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Instagram, you can go on Facebook, you can go on other presenters' pages. You will never run out of ideas except for if you lay down and all you do is say, oh my God, I can't think of anything to go live about. That's the only way you're going to run out of ideas of what to go live about, because you could talk about eyebrows, you could talk about lashes, you could talk about skin, you could talk about lips, you could talk about contouring, you could talk about highlighting, you could talk about taking your makeup off, you could talk about putting your makeup on, you could talk about the best makeup to use for what type of skin you have, the best makeup to use for what time of the year it is, how to do this, how to do that. Like, the list literally goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, okay? So educate. The second E is entertain. All right. What's another way that you add value? People don't get on Facebook to be sold to. People don't get on Facebook because they're like, ooh, I want to buy a makeup bundle today. They get on Facebook because they are, people that are just on Facebook scrolling usually don't have a lot going on, or they're unhappy in whatever they have going on. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be on Facebook just scrolling around. So this is where we can capture people and make them smile and make them laugh and share our opportunity with them and teach them something about makeup and literally take their day and make them feel 10 times better, okay? So you want to either educate, entertain, empower, all right? I'm like, that's me. That's my whole vibe every day, whether I'm doing makeup or I'm doing a motivational video or I'm curling my hair. Like, there is some sort of empowering message that's going to be wrapped up in it, because this world is just way too unhappy right now for me to not show up and use my voice for good. That's how I look at it. And then number 4 is engage, okay? Asking questions, asking for opinions, and not just asking people to engage with you. But one of my favorite things to remind myself and all of you of is, if you want people to engage with you, you need to be engaging. I literally schedule 10 minutes in the morning and at night where all I'm doing is going on my social media and responding to comments, messaging people, saying happy birthday, commenting on pictures, and engaging with others. Being a decent human being. I am not showing up on social media saying, gimme, 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 come here, come here, come here, listen to me, look at this. I'm also giving my time and giving my energy to others because it's the nice thing to do. All right. So educate, entertain, empower, and engage. All right. Remember what I told you guys. I've shared this on so many different trainings. Then we're going to go to the third and final one. Before you go live, ask yourself, what problem am I going to solve? What products am I going to use to do it? And why does my very best friend in the whole world need this? And if you use that guideline before showing up, you will always be showing up on live video and adding value. The 4 E's are for when you're posting or for when you're going live or just for anything else you're doing, okay? You want to educate, you want to entertain, you want to empower, or you want to engage, all right? Any questions on any of that? Numero 3, the know, like, and trust factor. How in the world do we make people, not make people, but how do we encourage people to get to know us, to like us, and to trust us? Because they will not do business with you if people don't know you, like you, and trust you. They're not, well, first of all, if people don't know you, they're going to have a really hard time doing business with you. So this is where constant network expansion comes in, right? But once you've connected, you're expanding your network, you're growing your reach, you're doing the affiliates, you're asking people to share. Somebody buys from you and you're like, thank you so much. Listen, I have a referral link that I placed your order under. Do you want me to send that to you? And then if any of your friends and family order from it, you receive 10% back as my way of saying thank you. Does anybody do that before they close their referral links? All right. Don't miss out on an opportunity to get referral orders, you guys, because when somebody knows they're going to get 10% back in free credit, you never know. Maybe they'll be like, oh, I'll ask my sister. Oh, I'll ask my cousin. And maybe now you just gained a new customer. Okay. Think, you're a business owner. You're a businesswoman. Take yourself seriously. Take your business seriously. All right. So how do you get people to know you, like you, and trust you? Anybody know what my number 1 is? Any guesses? I'm going to look at comments really quick. While I also am going to take a drink of water so I could still talk tomorrow. Okay. Number one, know you, like you, trust you. How do you do it? Well, number one is consistency. People will not trust you as a business owner if you are fly by the seat of your pants. If you're like, oh, maybe I'll be here. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll see you. I'll do my best. Like, listen, you have to be certain and you have to be confident. And the number one way you could be certain and confident about your business is to show up consistently for it. People will be like, okay, this girl is serious. All right, that's like a little step closer to trusting you. All right. Number two is authenticity. I could do a whole training on authenticity, so I'm going to try to make this as like nutshell quick as I can. We live in a day and age where authenticity wins. We live in a day and age where photoshopped perfection is frowned upon. We live in a day and age where everybody and their brother is online. So if you're trying to be like somebody else, people are going to sniff you out from a mile away. We live in a day and age where authenticity is the greatest gift you can ever give to yourself and to others. And here's the really cool thing that happens when you stop trying to be something and stop trying to be a certain way and stop trying to talk like that person talks and stop trying to act like that person acts and stop trying to look like that person looks and stop trying to be anything other than 100% of who you are, is that you're going to attract your people to you. Will there be people that don't like you? Sure. Will there be people that criticize you? Sure. Will there be people that don't connect with you? Yes. But guess what? Those are not your people. So that's okay. We are not showing up every day to impress the world. We're showing up to find our people. And the only way that you're gonna find your tribe, you're going to find your people, is if you are authentically you. I'm not kidding you guys. One of the greatest compliments I receive literally on a daily basis is when people say to me, I just really connect to you. You just seem so real. You just seem so authentic. You just seem so like normal. Thanks. But what the heck is going on online that me being me makes me look like a normal person? It's people putting on this facade that's not reality. Okay? I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. Those are where I primarily run my business. And I will tell you, the fastest thing I could do to make myself feel like a pile of poo is to scroll my Instagram feed. I will not scroll. I get online, I'm intentional, I seek out what I need, I do what I need to do, I engage with the people I want to engage with, and I'm out of there. I do not scroll because, especially on Instagram, because Instagram is literally a filtered, I don't want to say phony, but like a filtered highlight reel of everyone's lives. And if you're feeling a little bit down and out, or you're feeling a little bit discouraged in your business, or you're feeling a little bit less than for whatever reason that we all get to at some point in time in our lives, that is going to make you feel like garbage. I'm on Instagram. I post on Instagram. I don't share anything on Instagram if it is not to try to lift someone up or empower somebody, because I go over to that platform and I'm like, like it's just so much perfection everywhere. And I'm like, that's not real. So be authentically you. If you like cats, talk about your cats. If you love plants, like my girl Bridget, talk about your plants. If you are into music, share your favorite things about music. If you're into math and science, share all the nerdy facts you know about math and science. It doesn't matter what it is. It only matters that you are 100% authentic to you, true to you, because it is exhausting trying to be something else other than yourself. So if you're showing up in this business and you're like, I'm just not successful because I'm not like her and I'm not like her and I'm not like her, stop. That is a good thing, because you're not her or her or her. You're you. So the moment you allow yourself to get out of your own way and step into that version of you, that's when you're going to notice a huge shift in your energy and a huge shift in the way people are responding to you. So number 1, consistency. Number 2, authenticity. And number 3, for the know, like, and trust factor, is find your niche or niche. How do you say it? I don't really know what's correct, but I've heard it both ways. I usually say niche, okay? Niche. Now I don't even know how I say it. So this is where branding comes in. And I am not getting into branding because, again, I could do a whole nother hour on this, but you have to have your certain things. You have to have your certain things. Like, I literally can tell you on a normal day where I am checking off my normal work day. In the morning, the first live you see from me, Monday through Friday, is going to be some sort of motivational message. The very next live you see from me at some point between the hours of like 12 and 4 is going to be a makeup video. Anything after that is going to be one of the companies that I'm an affiliate for. Everything else I do is in my stories. I show my clothing in the stories. I show my jewelry in the stories. I talk about my liquid IV that I put in my water to increase my hydration in my stories. Everything else I do is in my stories, okay? But I literally have those things on a cycle. I talk about coffee every day in my stories. Coffee's part of my brand, whether I like it or not. Booze is part of my brand, whether I like it or not, because I've talked about wine and I talk about Tito's and like I talk about things like that. So it's part of my brand. So when people hear branding, they get all sorts of tripped up and all sorts of freaked out. Your brand is who you are. Who are you? What are you about? Family, faith, fashion, fun? A lot of F's, I know. Dogs and animals. Books. Do you love to write? Do you love to journal? Are you a health buff? I almost said health freak. Are you a health buff? Do you love to exercise a lot? Share that. Mel Hoban every morning posts something about her exercise day, like her exercise experience that morning with some sort of motivational message, okay? Bridget Thomas is a furniture flipper with her husband. She loves to share like her creativity and the way she sets up her furniture and how she takes an old piece of furniture and makes it look beautiful again. Carrie Steinbacher, super strong in her faith. I love it about her. She talks about reading the Bible all the time and shares messages inspired by that. All right. What makes you you? Find your niche. Write down 3 to 5 things and literally put it on repeat. Simplify. Don't overwhelm. If you want to share more about your life, do it in your stories. Your stories are like literally like a behind the scenes look at your life. It's like a reality show. All of us have our own reality show. It's pretty incredible. It's called Your Stories, okay? But when it comes to putting yourself out there, getting people to know, like, and trust you, you've got to show up consistently. You've got to be authentically you, and you need to find your niche, okay? You're not unique. You're not just makeup. You're not just skincare. There is way more to every single one of us. What is it? All right? So when it comes to social selling, yeah, social selling is literally selling on social media on the surface. But what makes you successful and what's going to allow each and every single one of us to slay 2021 using social selling is using it to expand your network and make connections every single day, to show up and add value in other people's lives, and to use it as a tool to get people, to allow people, to encourage people to know you, like you, and trust you. How are you going to do that? When it comes to number 1, networking, you're going to show up consistently. You're going to be everywhere you can, platforms and times, and you're going to expand into other networks through affiliates, through shares, through referrals, any chance you get. You're going to add value with the 4 E's. You're going to educate, you're going to entertain, you're going to empower, and you're going to engage as often as you possibly can. And being consistent. And you're going to get people to know, like, and trust you by showing up consistently, being authentic, and finding your niche and putting it on repeat over and over and over and over and over again. Does anyone have any questions about any of that I just shared? And then I'm going to answer really quickly. I love when we do this because I can plan trainings all day long. Like literally, I could stay on here for another hour and I have like zero issues with that. But my favorite thing to do is when I hear from you guys what your questions are, because a lot of times, like obviously, I don't know what anyone is thinking or needing unless you speak up and ask. And so every now and again, I like to just do this where I'm like, all right, what questions do you have? So, and there it is. Get out of your own way and step into the greatness and uniqueness that makes you you and go blow your own mind. This is, yes, that is part of my brand. I say it every day at the end of my videos. And it's like literally my mission too. It's my why, it's my vision, it's my mission, all wrapped up into just a couple of sentences. All right, so here were the questions that people asked in preparation for tonight's video. Please let me know if you have any additional questions and I will answer them immediately after this. So number 1 was from Tammy. How do you get your viewers to interact with, how do I get my viewers to interact with me? I can't even get them to say hi. Okay, here's the best tip I can give you, Tammy, and everybody. If you are on live and you are not getting people to engage with you, be genuine, but ask questions. Ask as many questions as you can think of. Here's an example. Yesterday when I did my makeup video, or my makeup live, all right, I already knew what foundation I wanted to use, okay? But instead, I said, we have BB cream. It's light coverage. It's an amazing complexion enhancer. We have the liquid foundation. It's a medium coverage, dries to a matte finish. We have the stick foundation, full coverage, all right? You get a foundation of your choice in this month's bundle. Which one would you guys like to see me use? So I already knew that I was gonna use the liquid foundation, but I asked. I asked because I'm encouraging engagement, okay? Here's another thing I do almost every single time I get on live. I say, hey, let me know what city and state you're tuning in from. I love seeing how we come together from all over into one spot. So cool. All right. You might feel like a turd saying to people like, hey, let me know what city and state you're tuning in from. But that is a question anybody and everybody can answer. Everybody knows where they're joining from. Okay. The thing is to say it like every time you're live, like don't shy away from it because you didn't get the response you wanted the first time. Okay. You literally have to train people how to interact with you. Another thing you could do is you can ask people's opinions. Okay. If you want to get people to talk and you want to get people to engage, ask their opinions. Try to keep it away from controversial topics, but you could totally be like, all right, so you could make it about your clothing. You could be like, I'm between this shirt and this shirt. Which one do you guys, or you can come on live and have 2 different earrings on and be like, all right, so I couldn't decide what earrings I liked better today. What do you guys think? This one with my outfit or this one with my outfit? I mean, you guys, I can go on and on and on. Just get creative. When all else fails, if asking questions, you're still getting crickets, tell stories. Like, don't think that you just have to talk about the products that you're using. Tell a story about your day. Tell a story about a struggle you've had. You want to get people to communicate with you? Talk about your struggles, okay? Your struggles are your greatest strengths. I don't care what anybody says. Every one of my greatest strengths in this world comes from a hard time that I've been through. And a lot of times we like to just focus on the good. We like to focus on the strength. But what about the struggle that we went through to get to that? That's what people don't want to talk about. So I'm not saying you have to. It took me a while, probably like 6 months in my business, before I totally got vulnerable and opened up with people about why I really joined, that I was a super unhappy, overweight, drinking excessively, unfulfilled mother, because my whole life I grew up with this big vision for my life. I was going to do big things. And then I had kids and left my career, and I was literally a stay-at-home mom full time. And I'm like, no, I lost so much of who I was. I was legitimately miserable. And I was so afraid to admit that for so long, because I thought people would judge me because of it, right? New in my business, not as confident yet. I'm like, oh, I can't tell people that. They're going to think I'm a terrible person. Who says they don't love just being at home with their kids? I didn't love just being at home with my kids. I love being at home with my kids, but I wanted more. And do you guys know that I will never forget the day that I shared this with my network for the first time? It was like in a super clumsy, like super like not graceful way, because, you know, I was new and I was still like learning about myself and this business and everything. But I connected with more women that one day than I think I had that whole year, because so many other women felt the same way I did. It's just most of us don't talk about it. Most people don't admit it. Most people are afraid of what others are going to think when they do share that. That was my real life. That was my real story. That was the real reason why I clicked join and recruited myself into this business, even though I didn't know jack about makeup. All right? So if you want to get people to engage with you, when you're thinking about adding value, think about the ways that that you could share struggles you've had, tell a story, ask for opinions, ask for questions. What do you think I should do about this? What do you think I should do about that? All right. So that would be the best advice I can give you. And just keep showing up and just keep trying different things, because what I do and what you do might work two totally different ways, right? So my business has been built on try, tweak, try, tweak, try, tweak, okay? Second question is from Jamie. She says, I overthink the bundles or make it complicated. I just am having a hard time how to make my bundles. How can I make it easier? Okay, easy answer. I post mine in the Makeup Mob every month. So it's in our team page. I share with you guys the bundle that I create for myself every single month. You're welcome to use exactly the same. However, if you are overcomplicating this business, you're going to constantly feel overwhelmed. And when you are creating a bundle, all you need to do is put together a group of products that equals whatever price point you want to get to. So I make my bundles where they are a minimum of $200 so that it gets them that $30 Y cash back, 20 from the qualified rewards link, 10 from the prestige loyalty program, okay? That doesn't mean everybody buys the $200 bundle. They might be like, oh, that's just too much for me to spend right now. And then I'll go backwards with them. But that's where I set my bundle, skincare and makeup, every month. I try to pick products that I love because I know I'm going to be using it all month long. So that's number one, pick products you love. Number two, get a good variety of products. Okay. So, I love this month's bundle because it literally is an entire full face of makeup. It's your primer, it's your setting spray, which you could swap out for setting powder if you want. It's your foundation, it's your highlight stick, it's your contour compact, which by the way, I've had a lot of questions about this. My contour compact, what I call my contour compact, is a pressed powder in a shade that's darker than my foundation that I use to contour. All right. We don't have a contour compact that I love that's a powder based. Our contour compact is a cream based, the trio. So I just figured it out. I solved the problem by creating my own. Okay. We don't have a bronzer right now, but we do have Opaline Luminizer, which is just as dark as most bronzers. All right. So pick products you love because you're going to be featuring it all month long. I always try to include a variety of products that get you the biggest bang for your buck or the closest thing to a full face. And if I could pick a product that has a lot of different color options, like the liquid shadow is a great example, I like to include something like that because then as you're featuring it the whole month long, you have different color variations that you could do. But that's literally it. I go to my website and I wait for the beginning of the month to hear what the incentive is going to be, whatever the promotion is for that month. I always work into it. And then I just try to figure it out so that I add up the cost of the products and keep it around the $200 price point. My skincare doesn't really change much. I usually do the Core 4 and a mask of your choice. So that gets them the subscription box, your cleanser, serum, day cream, night cream, and a mask of your choice. I think it comes out to $210. If I do that for a couple months, maybe the next month I'll do like a rose water, eye cream, serum, lip exfoliator, and rose water bundle. Just to mix it up and make it different, okay? But I don't have a method to my madness. I don't have a system that I follow with that. I don't have a schedule. I literally look at whatever the promotion is for the month and then just go to my website and start playing around with numbers, okay? The only thing I wish I did different this month is included the new lipsticks, but our successful lipstick is an incentive and it comes free with the bundle. So it was kind of silly not to use that. So next month, our new lipstick from Black Fridays will be included and palette number 8 will be included. But you could still use palette number 8 all month long, even though it's not in your bundle because it is in the presenter kit. So that anytime anybody asks about it, you could be like, oh my God, girlfriend, that's a $49 palette. But for $99, you can get it with $400 worth of other free size skincare and makeup in the presenter kit. Are you open to learning more about it? Okay. Jamie, does that help you? So that wasn't really a crystal clear answer because I don't have a crystal clear cut and dry way that I do it. I literally just plug together. I spend a few minutes just doing math, plug together a bundle that equals $200 of products that I then use with the social selling system all month long. That's the key, is repetitiveness with it, okay? Tammy says, I'm having a hard time getting people to watch. If you're having a hard time getting people to watch, I would ask yourself, are you adding value or are you trying to sell? If you're trying to sell, it's going to repel people. If you are adding value by educating, entertaining, empowering, or engaging with people, you're going to be drawing people in, okay? So it might just be that you have to tweak how you're showing up just a little bit, okay? Another thing you could do, Tammy and everybody else, is you could reach out to like your family member, your friends, the closest people to you. You could be like, hey, listen, like I'm trying to get this momentum going with my business. Would you guys mind just hopping on and engaging with me a little bit on my live? Like take your close-knit group of people and ask if they would be willing to do that. Another thing you could do is if you are going live, like Tammy, I don't even know if you're on here, but if you're going live on your business page and you're not getting people to watch, if you have a second computer, a second phone, a second device of any kind, as soon as you go live, you can share it over to your personal Facebook page. Or, I'm just going to put this out there. Don't shoot me. Don't get mad. But if you are really struggling on your business page to get momentum going, work your business in a non-salesy, spammy way on your personal page until you get some traction going. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, okay? Christina Morgan says, just starting, so I would like to know how to talk to people without feeling intimidated by the possibility of failure. That's a personal development issue. You just have to believe that this opportunity can change your life and change the lives of every other person that finds out about it. Because that's the truth. It can. It will. It does. It has. It will continue to. It's a belief thing. So the best tip I can give is to do personal development every single day. This is an inside job. The more you build yourself up, the more confident you will be in your business. I heard it said once, I think it was by Gary Vee, maybe, that network marketing is just personal development with a paycheck attached. The more you grow as an individual, the more your business will grow. Because people sense that from you. People feel that from you. People trust and are more comfortable dealing with individuals that exude that confidence themselves. All right. So do your personal development every single day. Show up consistently, regardless of the fear of failure. All right. The fear will always be there, but courage is what allows you to see the fear and do it anyways. So be courageous, do your personal development, show up consistently, because the more consistent you show up, the more confident you're going to get in your ability. And the more confident you're going to get in, let me rewind. The more consistently you show up, the better you're going to get. All right. That's just, nobody can do something over and over and over again and not improve at it. Okay. So the more you show up, the more consistent you are, the better you're going to get. The better you get, the more confident you're going to become. The more confident you become, the more excited and enthusiastic and energized you're going to be about showing up. And it's this beautiful cycle that just starts to happen. And that's where you hear people say, like, I don't need to set an alarm because I just wake up because I'm so excited to attack the day. I go to bed satisfied and I wake up ambitious and ready and willing and just like bursting at the seams with excitement. All right. The other thing I'm going to say to you guys about this, and I'm going to close on this because I know I'm like way long-winded tonight. The last thing I'm going to say about that is our vision board party is coming up. And a vision board party is not just a fun opportunity to put a bunch of stuff on paper. If you have not really taken the time to hone in or think about or spend any energy at all thinking about what is your vision for yourself with this business, take the time to do it now. Because a quote that Ben said today at the end of our Envisioning 2021 convention that we had today with corporate is something I will literally never forget, because it is why I'm standing here talking to you guys right now. And when he said it, I was just like, wow, like it really struck me. He said, vision is what allows common people to do uncommon things. Y'all have heard my story. When I joined, I didn't know anything about makeup. I didn't know anything about network marketing. I have never been a leader in an organization. I am from a tiny itty bitty little small country town. Like, I literally have on paper all of the reasons why I should not have been successful in this business. But I had one thing, and one thing that let this common person do an uncommon thing and become a Black status leader with Younique. And it was my vision. It was my vision from day one. Anybody that hasn't heard my story, here it is in like 30 seconds. I opened up the computer. I recruited myself into the business because I wanted to be uplifted, empowered, and validated. Okay. I opened up the computer. I was like, what the heck did I just do? What am I doing here? This is crazy. And I saw this chart, and I saw white status, yellow status, pink status, blue status, green status, orange status, purple status, black status. I'm here, white status presenter. No freaking clue what I'm doing. No idea how to put makeup on. No knowledge about skincare. There's more cows in my hometown than there are people, okay? Yes, like Northeast PA, right here, born and raised, still living here. But I had a vision. I had a big vision. And I looked at that chart and I thought to myself, my whole life, I always said I was going to do something incredible. I was going to do something big with my, like, maybe this could be it. And I looked at the white where I was sitting at $0, zero experience, zero knowledge, zero anything. And I looked at black status that was at the top of the compensation plan. And I said that day, having no clue how, I said, I'm going to become a black status presenter by my 1-year anniversary. We did not become a black status team by my 1-year anniversary, but we did it the next month. We did it in 13. I just got goosebumps. There's no way to explain how we did what we did. There's no way When people ask me, I'm like, yes, I was sponsoring a lot, but I was super spammy. Yes, I was doing a ton of freaking parties every month, but they weren't good. Like, I was ignorance on fire. And it was my vision that was pulling me. Nothing was pushing me. I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about the status. I didn't care about anything other than the fact that I set that vision from day one. And my vision was so big for this opportunity from day one that knowing nothing, we still did it. And I really believe that this is why no matter who says anything negative about network marketing, or who says anything negative about Younique, or who says anything negative about me personally, or who says anything other than what I believe, it goes literally in one ear and out the other. It doesn't even faze me, because my vision for what we can do with this opportunity is so crystal clear, because I don't just believe it, I lived it. And I should not be, on paper, the person that is a top leader with this organization. So I know to the depths of my core, have I gotten better over 6 years? Yeah. Have my skills improved over 6 years? Yes. Has my communication gotten better over 6 years? 100%. But I know to the depths of my core that if I can do this, little country bumpkin, not knowing anything about makeup, skincare, or network marketing at all whatsoever, having 0 people on my friends list because I thought when I joined Younique that I had to start a totally separate Facebook page, not a business page, like a totally separate, like regular Facebook page. So I literally started with like 0 people. All right. If I can do this, you all have 100% of what it takes to do this. I believe that more than anything else. And I will literally go to my grave using my voice to help women believe that. Not convince anyone of anything, because I'm not put on this earth to convince people. I'm not put on this earth to convince people that our products are the best. I'm not put on this earth to convince people that our opportunity is the best, even though I know they are. I was put on this earth to use my voice to help women believe that they can do anything they set out to do. Younique has been the platform that's allowed me to do that. And in turn, I got the most amazing team on the planet using the most amazing products ever. And I have the most amazing gift in this opportunity that I now get to offer to other women. You all do too. Step into your greatness. It's inside of every one of us. I didn't know that when I started. I just had this crazy wild vision that I felt more than anything. And it will pull you. So take some time to really ask yourself, what is your vision for this business? Is it always going to be easy? No. Are you always going to have the answers? No. Are there going to be problems? Yes. Can you still do it anyways? 100%. There's nothing special about any of the top leaders of this company. It's just that vision allows common people to do uncommon things. Do uncommon things in 2021. You deserve it. We're all capable of it. And I cannot wait to celebrate you every step of the way. I love you guys. I know tonight's was a long one. Happy 2021. Here's to the best year ever. I love you guys so very much.